let the pump run completely dry. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. I've got a whole lot to share with you guys, so stick around to the end. I've got a whole lot of batteries. We're going to be testing with some 18 volts fuel pumps. This is a $12 fuel pump. This will run you about $110 to $120 for this kit, but it is a very nice kit. It says made in the USA. Even though the pump right here, this is a $12 pump and it's looks like the exact same. This had like 1,200 reviews, very good reviews, so maybe it is a good pump. Anyways, this is a GasTapper brand. Then I do have this right here. I think this was about $60 to $70. It does have the 10-foot wand on it, and it is powered by 2 D style batteries, so it's not my favorite. I do prefer to get something like rechargeable, so that's why I opted for something like this where I could build myself and wire it up with 12 volts. I do have some fuel tubing, so we're gonna test all this stuff and stick around because I do still have the cooler build, but I am waiting on some parts on that thing to put on the back of my ski, and I'm gonna show you guys how well that works, and hopefully it performs flawlessly. I cannot wait. So stick around, stay tuned, and here we go. Pumping out 5 gallons of gas into one tank into an empty tank and timing them, seeing how well the flow is, seeing how well everything gets out of the lines, and my opinion. And before we wrap this up, let me show you this real quick. So I do have the new Remootio installed, and check that out. So stay tuned for that video as well. And you can see the open sensor right there, and it does have a new feature where you can see the voltage right there on your gate wirelessly. Pretty cool. So stick around, check that video out. Let's get started. If you have not installed one of these water cutoff valves on the back of your Yamaha ski, this is the one that I would recommend. It is on Amazon, and I'll try to post a link down below. This thing is made in Australia. It is a very high-end feeling valve. It comes in a pack of 2, so stick around. This will also be a video. I'll make a separate video on how to install this outside the ski. A lot of people install them inside the ski, but I'll show you how to install it outside, and it does not interfere with the reverse bucket on your Yamaha skis. So all right, first up we have it's Tera Pump brand, and it is not waterproof. It does have it's available telescoping and up to 20.5 inches. Has a hose of 10 feet long, and it is battery powered by 2D batteries. It does have a nozzle trigger, and it does say right on the back right here it's rated at 2.4 gallons per minute. So if you're coming off of Amazon to see how well this thing works, I couldn't find any good videos demonstrating this exact model, so I wanted to show you guys basically how it looks. Not a whole lot of talking. How it feels. First off, this feels very, very cheap, and yeah, this is not waterproof at all, which it's not, doesn't say that it's waterproof, but it could have had a little better seal. So something that I did forget, and I did want to mention this just briefly. So these Midwest cans, I don't know if all the new gas cans have this, but this is pretty annoying. It's got this little filter thing, but you can't stick a pump or anything down there because the screen only goes in, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 inches, and then it stops. So you got to pry this thing out, which on this can, before I ever put gas in it, I already pried it out. You got to take a screwdriver. It's got 2 little tabs on the side, and it's pretty annoying to get this thing out, but you don't want to damage your ring around here, so you kind of got to be careful with it. I took my needle nose, stuck it in there, and then twisted, and it rolls up kind of like a fruit roll up or something. And then you want to just jerk this thing out. And I don't know why they put this thing in, I guess to filter out dirt or something, but this is what it looks like. I guess you could put it back in if you wanted to, but this is just gonna go in the trash. It's got 2 little tabs, so you can't pull it out. I'd hate for this thing to ever fall inside and then you got something rattling around in your gas tank, but you don't want to pry on the outside right here and mess this little sealing ring up, because you do want your cap, the rubber seal right here, still to work and screw on. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to test this thing out. All right, so here we are. I just set the pump in there in the full tank. I've got the empty tank right here. I've got the stopwatch on my phone, so as soon as I hit the on switch, I'm gonna hit the start switch at the same time. Here we go. All right, so the gas is already coming out. It's pretty fast, actually. Just wanted to show you guys the stream of gas. So I am sucking air. And we're at 2 minutes, 57 seconds. I'm gonna call that pretty much empty. You know, you can see a little bit's coming out, but that's probably what's in the hoses. 3 minutes, 16 seconds. We'll go ahead and pull this thing out. Here's what's left in the hose. I don't know. So I'm holding the pump above my head. So it's got 10 feet of hose, and that's what was left. If you could see what came out. All right, so my quick thoughts before we move on to the next test on this. Not a big fan of this one. I haven't even tested any of the others yet, but just the way it feels, the plastic. Not sure how this works, but yeah, it just doesn't have the expectation. The pump right here, it does seem like it was kind of drippy before I even pulled when there was still gas in there. Maybe it was just leaking out because the cutoff is right here and you still have that much of it for it to drip. But yeah, I just wouldn't rate that one very high. And I didn't like how it slowed down. Whenever I first turned it on, it seemed like it was pumping at a different rate. There's no way for me to test that on the video. I could just base it off of what it looked like, the stream that was coming off, and the sound that the motor was producing just seemed to mute more, and there wasn't as strong or forceful as a stream on that one. So let's test the next one. Completely 100% fair. I just felt like this last little bit, I mean, there's hardly anything in there, but we'll pour it in here just for the sake of the camera. All right, so that's what the pump didn't get out. So this is completely empty now. Leave this funnel out here. We'll show you guys the level, which it's right on the line, just as this one was whenever I started out. These are the exact same can. All right, so this is the GasTapper assembly. I'm not gonna be using this hose, so I'm gonna set it to the side. This is the 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter. So I'm gonna be using the Go Labs right here. And it does happen to come with a 12-volt adapter. And it's got a lot of cord right here. Wow. So this right here, so this is the out. So this will be in what we're going to be filling. It does come with this cool little thing right here. Looks like that holds the tube in your gas can. All right, so we'll throw this in there. We'll plug this up to there. And I do have the switch, so I'll get the stopwatch ready. All right, so I'm powering it with this Go Labs right here. I just turned the 12 volt, the light on. Got my switch ready, so I'm gonna hit the start button on the timer the same time that I turn on this. Same test, this is not primed up. So here we go, I've got this in the tank, full tank, and then the empty tank. So here we go. And just to show you guys, this is a full tank of gas. Right there, you can see it right on the full line. So go. Oh wow, you can see it primed up. It's pumping. And that's a pretty forceful stream, even though this is a small, it's pretty quiet. Even though this is a smaller diameter of tube, it definitely seems like it's got a whole lot more pressure. A lot of you guys in the comments will say this is very hard on the pump, sucking all that air, but I'm trying to do the test the best way I can. And real life test, you're going to be sucking some air like this to get the hoses completely clear. So we'll go ahead and let this thing run out. So we're at 14 minutes and 45 seconds. It's pretty much got just air in these hoses, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing coming out, so I'm gonna shut this thing off. 14 minutes, we'll just call it 15 minutes right there. Not exact. We did suck some air, but as compared to the other one, this is a whole lot slower, but which is better? You let me know in the comments below which one you think. It does seem like it did get this pretty much more empty. Yeah, we're all the way to the full line. Let's see if there's any gas left. Wow. Oh, couple drops. But this tank, it's pretty much empty. And that was all from the GasTapper, just letting it run a little bit longer. So yeah, this is back on the fill line right here. So we've got it all transferred back. We've got one more test to do, but I'm almost done with the wiring right here, and we're gonna plug up an 18 volt. I wouldn't try this at home because this does have bare wires exposed. You don't want to have any sparks around gas, so don't try this part at home. These are this is a homemade kit. The other ones, you can buy these off Amazon, so they're known and tested. This is supposedly food grade tubing, but I'm using it for this project temporarily. And as you can see, it fits pretty tight. Fits pretty tight on this pump right here. So we're gonna have the pump, we're gonna connect it to this battery thing, what I just wired up, and we're gonna be running it off of a M18. This is a 12.0, pretty hefty battery pack. So we'll see how well it works. Tubing's kind of flexible, but not perfectly flexible. So we'll leave the pump just right there, stick that in there just like every other test. I do have the switch on this one, so we'll go ahead and plug this up to the battery. Make sure it's not switched on. So it should be off. All right, so we got the fuse right there. And we'll do this test just like every other test with the stopwatch. Real quick and brief, I just had to off camera wire this up directly to the battery. It does have a fuse in there and it does have a switch, but it does not include the little connector weatherproof that I got from Amazon. So I haven't tested this yet, so it could be a faulty connector or something. All the wires are stripped properly. So these, I'll just have to test that later, see what the issue was. But I turned it on just for like a half of a second just to see if it was gonna work. I do have it connected to this 18-volt battery, which, as you can see, I wanted to test the voltage on the camera. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we'll do that and that. 19.1 volts. I'm not expecting to get the tanks completely dry like I did the other ones, because this hose is just not as bendy, and I don't think I'm at the bottom of the tank. So here we go. So there's the stream right there. Tell this pump right here is really putting out some power. Drops down to 18.7 volts running. So that's the usable voltage. 18.7. It's holding pretty steady, and this is an M18. I just went ahead and went with the biggest battery I got. I could have tested it out with, you know, a more common battery, but why not just use the biggest battery and see what we can do. So the fuel level is definitely going back down faster with this 18-volt battery. It's holding pretty steady at 18.7. Now the hose is just wanting to curl. All right, so the stopwatch is still running. I'm doing my best to get the last little bit, but 7 minutes and 43 seconds. I know this is not a scientific test here, but there isn't much left. As you can see, the fill level, it's right there. There's the line. If I had to guess, there's less than a half gallon. Should have stopped the stopwatch whenever I turned the switch off. But so I do, one thing I do like is the clear fuel line, or even in the GasTapper's got that yellowish color. I don't know how well this is going to hold up. We'll see tomorrow if it's hard as a rock. But other than that, I am very impressed. The pump didn't even get warm. Just very, I mean, you can't even hardly tell that it's, I mean, it's cold out here, so it does feel slightly, but I mean, it's not even hot. Everything else worked perfectly. Oh, I got a little bit still left in the hose, so I'll go ahead and turn it on. Get that last little bit out of the hose. As you can see, it's completely, hose is completely empty now. Other than that, this battery right here runs these pumps extremely well. As far as the longevity, I don't know. That's the first time that I've ever hooked this up. You can get this on Amazon right here. Here's the brand. I'm not affiliated with them. N-Sayer. N-S-A-Y-E-E-R is the brand of this. It seems like it's very well made. Kind of like it's 3D printed almost. But it did come with a fuse and a switch. Yeah, there we go. So tell me what you guys think. Right here, fuel level, right on the line. It's empty. We actually did get it empty, so I'm not gonna mess around with the funnel because a couple drops is gonna come out just like last time. But 8 minutes 47 seconds, and that was with me not cutting off the timer, so I would say that's probably closer to the lower 8-minute mark. I would say, yeah, this is a clear winner right here. Even though you can hook the GasTapper up to the 18-volt batteries, I don't know the longevity, but definitely speeds it up, because I'm pretty sure we'll go back and compare all the times, but yeah, big difference. And overall, in my opinion, this is the clear winner. You got 12 bucks in the pump. As you can see, you don't even need the connectors. Basically, you just need this little 18-volt adapter right here, and it does come with the switch and the fuse, and you just need the Milwaukee, you know, whatever battery. You don't even have to use a 12.0. I'm sure just the little 2.0 M18 would work perfect for that. And you could even use that for that. I'm not going to try and recommend that. That's somebody else's product. They only recommend it for 12 volts. As you can see, that does still get quite a bit of gas stuck in these lines. So maybe I can get that out by turning it on and pumping it. Now this thing right here, in my opinion, it might serve a purpose for some people, but this is just garbage in my opinion. Everything about it's just cheap. It's, yeah, even though it is the fastest, that's the only thing it's got going for it. So it does say you could even hook it up to a 20-gallon drum, extended. I guess it does have a purpose, but for 60 bucks, yeah, I wouldn't even mess with that thing. If you can find these used, it was like 80 bucks, $83 on Amazon, and it came pretty much like new. This right here is the best value though. Best value, and a whole lot faster than using the equipped 12-volt adapter. Yeah, you could cut that off and wire this in. But yeah, thanks for watching. Lots of new videos coming. Keep an eye out for the cooler video. Just gotta wait on some hardware. I do have some of the hardware in there, as you can see, a sneak peek, some of the stainless steel stuff. But yeah, here we go.